So I recently posted that Black Lives Matter, and once again, people were pissed. They were mad, furious, appalled, outraged, disgusted. But seriously, those of you who responded to my Black Lives Matter post with All Lives Matter, I've got one thing to say to you. You're right. All lives do matter. And it sounds so nice, you know? All lives matter. It sounds like, yeah, we're all in this together. We're all equal. We're all one. I don't see color. But unfortunately, other people do. Just hear me out. I don't think that if you say all lives matter, you're racist or you're bad. I think that maybe you're a little misunderstood. Maybe you think that the Black Lives Matter movement is saying that Black lives matter more than any other lives. That's the wrong noise. That's not it at all. Instead, it's pointing out that Black people's lives are sadly undervalued in the US and more likely to be ended by police. Which brings me to another very popular comment I get. More white Americans are being killed by the police than Black Americans. And you know what I have to say to you? Once again, you're right. But that's because there's many more white people in America than Black people. 72% of the US population is white, while only 13% is Black. A Harvard study found that Black people are actually 3 times more likely on average than white people to be killed by the police. So the phrase all lives matter actually takes the focus away from those who need it the most right now. You may have heard of the all houses matter example. Here, I'll act it out for you. Oh my God, the neighbor's house is on fire. We have to help. Well, what about my house? Is your house on fire? No, but it matters. All houses matter. My house matters. No, yeah, your house absolutely matters, but our neighbor's house is literally burning to the ground. What about my house? I've got dry rot. That's terrible, Karen, but perhaps the burning house down the street deserves a little more attention. I've also got termites. And it's burnt down. Or like, what if I showed up to your son Timmy's birthday party and just yelled, all birthdays matter? That'd be kind of a dick move. Well, I also haven't had it easy, Laura. I've also felt pain. No one's saying you haven't. But sadly, our society has a long history of treating some people as less valuable than others. Study after study has confirmed that in equivalent situations, African Americans and Latinos are treated with deadly force far more than white people. To say that Black Lives Matter is not to say that other lives don't. It's actually the reverse. It's to recognize that all lives do matter and to acknowledge that African Americans are often targeted unfairly. As a white woman, I have never been followed by security in a department store, though I have stolen when I was a teen. I'm not proud. I've never been stopped by police for driving through a neighborhood in which I didn't live. My Black friends have. Okay, when I was 17 years old, I drove with a couple drinks in me. Again, not proud. And when I got pulled over at 4 a.m., the cops didn't arrest me. The cops didn't harass me. The cops didn't even breathalyze me. Instead, they took me out to breakfast. They bought me eggs and coffee. And then I drove home. Now, I know that that's not common and that those cops were low-key pervs. But I can safely say that none of my Black friends can relate to that story. And please remember, there's no only in front of Black Lives Matter. Focus is different than exclusion. Just because Black Lives Matter doesn't mean white lives don't. Doesn't mean blue lives don't. Just because eating vegetables matter doesn't mean eating fruit doesn't. Simply put, saying all lives matter discounts and diminishes the focus on the violence and discrimination that Black people face every single day in this country. Of course, everyone's life is valuable, but not everyone's life is in danger due to their skin color. Saying Black Lives Matter isn't equivalent to saying other lives don't, but rather that Black lives should matter as much as white lives. So now that we're all on the same page and everybody wants a better world, how do we get involved? Here's a couple ways. First step to combating racism is listening, no matter who you are. Instead of getting defensive or jumping in to explain your own perspective, let's listen to other points of view. Let's listen to Black changemakers, friends, coworkers. Let's push back on prejudice in our own social circles, even though it's gonna get awkward. Let's educate ourselves on our own inherent bias, even if we don't think we hold any. We can vote to help enact change on a wider platform. We can support racial justice organizations monetarily or through social media. And another way you can help, 100% of the proceeds from these awesome peace sign masks go to the Loveland Foundation. The Loveland Foundation brings opportunity and healing to communities of color, especially women and girls, through fellowships, residency programs, listening tours, and more, because these communities deserve access to healing. So go to boibs.com, get your mask, get your tea. Thank you guys so much for listening. Love you guys to pieces. Please comment below your thoughts on this video, if you loved it or you hated it, and please share this video with your friends and family. And thank you for taking the time to watch.